Hey guys, welcome to Path of Exile 2 Ranger gameplay.
Let the hunt begin.
Let's see what she's got. I think we've seen a bit of the Ranger before, no?
When we started to work on the Ranger, we knew we had to make a class with high agility. The dream of fast bow gameplay is Legolas,
And she's actually
so
moving
that's what
while
we wanted to
shooting. Look at
deliver.
that.
The
Oh, this
starting
is
point
very
is moving
new.
while shooting a bow.
Yeah, that's
Any
cool.
kind of basic arrow skill can be fired while moving, with a
Damn.
movement penalty.
That makes a lot of sense.
This
That's pretty
immediately
cool.
gives you a lot more freedom on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Here, I'm starting each battle with a poison burst arrow to poison groups of enemies, then using a lightning arrow to arc lightning around larger packs. For even more mobility, we also have a variety of skills that involve vaulting around the battlefield too. This is Frost Escape. Using it jumps backwards and shoots a freezing arrow
Yeah,
at the ground.
makes sense, yeah.
Really useful if monsters close on you and you need to get away. Once you've landed,
dropping.
if monsters were frozen, it'd be nice to have some way to take advantage of that extra time.
Yeah.
This is where Snipe comes in. Snipe is a
charge
skill
shots.
shot that you need to charge up and release at exactly the right time.
Oh.
If you land the right timing, Snipe is guaranteed to produce a critical strike, and does a small AoE as well, so it's a great finisher.
Really? You've got a bit of skill involved in this. It's not just
You can
close your
also
eyes
move while
and
shooting arrow rain
mash
skills
the
too.
keyboard.
This skill is Lightning Rod. It shoots an arrow into the air that sticks into the ground and does a small AoE. Once the rods are in the ground though, they attract any arcs of lightning that are nearby, causing them to
Wow.
explode again.
Again.
This means you can stack up a bunch of lightning rods on the ground and bounce lightning between them, doing way more damage.
Also kite the enemies into the rods, I guess.
Now this takes care of packs pretty well, but for bigger enemies I'd like to have something that's going to enhance my damage output too.
Yeah.
This skill is Stormcaller Arrow. Using it sticks an arrow into an enemy.
Oh, so
After a
AoE?
short period of time, a lightning bolt comes from the sky and strikes them. This has a high chance to shock them.
The
and
graphics
shocked
are
enemies
really
take
good.
30% more damage from all sources.
Oh shit, okay.
If something big walks along,
Yeah.
it's a good idea to throw one of these at them first
Yeah.
to enhance your damage before following up with the other combo.
Got a lot of skills here.
Now if I really want to enhance this combo, there are a couple of things I could do using our support gem system.
Show us.
Skills in Path of Exile are granted by items called skill gems. Each skill gem has coloured sockets in it, and these sockets are for other items called support gems.
Yep.
Support gems modify your skills, and it's where a huge amount of the
Triple shot.
customization of your character comes from. First, I'm
Multiple
going to take
projectiles,
this
of
multiple
course.
projectile support gem. I could add it to my lightning arrow, and it would fire multiple arrows. This would increase the number of targets I can hit, but that isn't the effect that I'm after. If I add it to my lightning rod skill instead, then when I fire it, I get a nice group of rods.
Damn.
This means that I don't have to spend as much time setting up before I can use it with my
So
lightning
no
arrow
need to
combo.
kite.
I might
Okay,
also add
supports.
faster projectiles to make the lightning rods land faster too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now next up I'm going to grab this chain support gem. Chaining causes many effects to repeat on new targets when you hit them. If I add it to my lightning arrow, it will cause the arcs that come out of lightning arrow to strike even more
that's pretty
targets,
cool. That's very
rippling
original.
along my line of lightning rods.
That's
for
very
huge
original, I
amounts of
feel
damage.
like. We haven't seen anything like this in an ARPG before, I feel like. Some of these skills, they're a bit more complicated than just like right-click on the enemy and kill them, But you got like combos and stuff going on.
Now I think we can use support gems to improve
duration.
Stormcaller Arrow as well. Let's start simple. I'm going to chuck less duration on here. This will cause the lightning from the sky to strike a bit faster. Next up we have a support called Shock Proliferation.
Yeah.
This support makes it so that any enemies shocked by the skill will also have the
takes a lot
shock
of
jump to
damage.
nearby enemies, meaning they'll take the extra damage as well. It's just a chance to proc, so it's not going to proc on every single pack,
Yeah.
but when it does, a pack will go down ultra quick.
I love how the rods stay there as well. That's
Another
pretty
useful
cool.
empowering skill is Barrage. Barrage is one of the rare cooldown skills in PoE 2. It enhances whatever your next attack is to fire 3 times. With what we have here, I think it might be a good idea to use it with Lightning Arrow.
Kind of like the
It'll
mage's
generate
double
3 times as many lightning
spells there.
explosions. You could also
This is
use
for
it at
bosses,
just the
pretty
right moment with Snipe, or any number of other skills depending on what effect you need
Burning.
more of right now. It's very versatile and can be used in a range of situations.
The music.
Now, even as mobile as the Ranger is,
Shit,
it's still
sick.
very useful to slow monsters down, and a Ranger certainly has quite a few tools to do this. If you're prepared to get up close and personal, we have a skill called Electrocuting Rod. First, jump over the enemy and shoot it into them. Once the rod's in place, any lightning damage they take will build up a special electrocute gauge. Once the gauge is
Animations
full,
are
the
really
monster
good
is
as
totally
well.
suppressed, allowing you to kill them easily.
Damn, sick.
Now sometimes when you use Electrocuting Rod, the enemy dies before you get a chance to electrocute them. I think there's another support gem I could add to my lightning arrow to fix this problem. Neural overload will make it easier to electrocute enemies. If the skill it's attached to puts them over 50% of their electrocute bar, it will trigger instantly.
Damn, nice. We just went from killing one enemy to killing like 300 enemies, you know? I really enjoy the graphics, the colors, the art of this game. I didn't expect this for Path of Exile.
Now this skill works really well for suppressing a single large enemy.
But I feel like it looks better and
but
better
I'd like
with
to
every new
improve my
build.
crowd control ability for groups as well.
Frozen Nexus.
I'm going to add a support gem called Frozen Nexus to my Frost Escape.
Yeah.
This makes an area of chilled ground around frozen enemies. I'll also add Deep Freeze to it as well, which will make the freezes last a bit longer.
So
Now when I use my Frost Escape on that front enemy, others nearby are slowed down. It would also be good if I had a way to slow enemies down when they're farther away from me.
I love how
as
they're
well.
like building up.
So this would be a great time to start getting into the ranger's poison and plant-based skill set. To start with, let's have a look at Vine
it's like
Arrow.
that skill in the first game where like
This
it holds
skill
you back.
fires an arrow into the air that creates a small plant where it lands.
Sick.
The plant sends out tendrils to nearby enemies, slowing them down and poisoning them.
Yeah,
But
that's
it
very
does
cool.
have another function too. If the plant gets further poison, it transfers that poison to the monsters it's attached to.
Wow.
Normally
that's
you would only be able to
crazy.
get one stack of poison on a monster at a time,
Yeah.
but you can put as much poison as you want on this plant. You could just use the plant to slow monsters down and not worry about the poison part. But if you want to go all in on poison, this is the way to do it.
You can also create like these.
Now if you do want to focus on poisons more, another useful
Bubbles.
skill is Poison Bloom Arrow. This skill creates
there
these
you go.
plant pustules on the ground. If you wait a little while, they'll explode.
delay the damage.
Just like any other plant skill, these plants respond well to poison. Shoot the poison burst arrow at enemies nearby and watch your plants grow more and more powerful. Poisoning the pustules causes them to do much more damage and makes them explode much faster as well.
Cheers.
I can also add the Pierce support to Poison Burst Arrow. Doing this will mean I get multiple poison bursts as it goes through each monster.
Yeah, it takes a lot of damage though. 2 hits, like you're already dead. Again, it's normal, you're playing range, but you know. Gas arrow, what the hell?
We also have another skill to make a nice environment
I
for
love how
your
it moves
plants to
like
grow.
all the gems
Gas
out.
Cloud Arrow. This skill shoots the ground and creates a cloud of gas that continuously poisons things inside it.
Cool graphics too, I like it.
Throw your plants down, then put a gas
Yeah, you
cloud on
hold
top.
them in,
The
you hold them in
constant
the
poisoning will
gas,
make
yeah.
them grow.
Oh, that's so cool. It's true, so they synergize with each other. Yeah, the plants respond to the gas, and also the plants hold the enemies inside because they're powered by the gas. Makes sense. Plague Bearer. Oh, is that the scorpion thing?
Another poison-related skill we have on the Ranger is called Plague Bearer. This is a reservation skill, meaning it uses spirit. When I enable it, I get this counter that counts up whenever I apply poison to a monster.
9%.
You can see the counter on the skill increasing as each new monster is poisoned. Now I'm going to fight these monsters and make sure to poison them as much as I can to build up the counter.
Yeah. 46. So again, use this on bosses and stuff, you know?
It does take quite a while to get the counter up to 100%, but it's worth it. Whenever I choose, I can unleash the poison in a big explosion around my character, dealing a large amount of damage.
Oh, that was it? Well, I don't know. I was thinking of like the scorpion thing, the bug there. I guess I was wrong.
Now next up we have a classic,
I don't really
Rain
play
of
Ranger.
Arrows. It's simple. Shoot a bunch of arrows in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
and they rain down for a short time. It's decent AoE and damage at long range.
Cool. Again, I love the effect, you know? Little
Now this
rain
skill doesn't last
of
too long,
arrows.
but we can change that. It's time to introduce Frenzy Charges.
Okay, sniper's mark. Okay.
Frenzy Charges are used for a variety of skills on the Ranger, but with Rain of Arrows they can be used to extend the duration.
You're mine.
How do we get some though? Here we have a skill called Sniper's Mark. Put it on an enemy and it will grant you a Frenzy Charge when you crit them.
Makes sense.
Now remember that snipe skill from earlier?
Yeah.
That skill guarantees a critical hit.
True.
So first we Sniper's Marked an enemy, then we sniped them. And after that, the next Rain of Arrows will last a really, really long time.
Damn, true. Noticed.
We still have some
Corrosion.
weaknesses though. While Rain of Arrows hits enemies with a ton of arrows, each one doesn't do much damage individually. It would be nice if we had a way to break the armor on enemies so that Rain of Arrows dealt more damage. Thankfully, we have this Corrode Armor support gem, and we can put it on our Gas Cloud arrow. Corrode Armor causes poison to erode the armor on targets until it's all gone. This will significantly increase the damage that Rain of Arrows does against armored targets. Oh yeah, and one more thing about gas clouds. They can be detonated with explosions.
Of course they
I have
can.
an explosive arrow here. Let's check it out.
Yeah, of course they can. Wow, the effects are really good, man. You can actually see it exploding outwards, you know? Exploit weakness.
Now, because monsters and gas clouds are likely to have their armor broken, I think there's another useful combo we can do.
Show me.
This is an exploit weakness support. This support provides extra bonus damage to targets that have their armor broken. Perfect for what we have going on here.
Takes a lot of damage.
So, those are just some of the skills we have on the Ranger class in Path of Exile 2. Now that we've seen all these skills, let's see how well they do against a much tougher enemy.
Yeah, show us the
It's
boss.
time to fight the boss of the temples, Thanos.
Sorry? Thanos? Okay. Oh, there he is. Oh, Thanos. Oh, they gotta fight Thanos? Okay, call the Avengers. He's got a shield, though. The bosses in this game look insane, man. Good damage, though. Sorry, I'm yawning. Not because of the game was fucking amazing, I just had a long day. But this game looks insane. Yeah, there's the stun bar, I see it as well. Or the freeze bar, whatever you call it. The CC bar, there you go. I love the way you move around and shoot at the same time. That's really good, man. It did say like this game's gonna have a lot more movement. I just didn't expect to have like a range class move and shoot at the same time. Which again, I don't think it's done in an ARPG before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but not the ones that I play like most of them. They really are changing a lot of things, you know? Sure, they're against the melee range. The bosses are not to be messed around with, huh? You want to play this game like so bad though? Come on. And the boss is getting more and more and more difficult, you know? Starts using and it keeps adding skills and, you know, pillars of flame and fireballs. And... Look at the treasure though, bottom right. Oh yeah, there we go. Bullet hell. I can't wait to try this game in melee range. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the first game, I can't wait to try melee. It looks amazing, just from this boss. I'm sure it's gonna be super awesome. And I hope you don't get any lag for this.
Kill swiftly and move on. This is how you survive.
Cash. Get the cash.
That's the Ranger.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, there was one more thing.
Oh?
The mount. Check this out.
Huh?
Yes, you can ride a rower. While riding the rower, you can shoot arrows with no movement penalty. It's pretty overpowered. You can also use your vaulting skills to jump right off the rower's back. Once the rower doesn't have a rider, it starts attacking monsters, so he's nice to have around, even if you're not riding.
What the hell? Kind of like a ranger
That
pet,
said,
but
if you
also
are
a
riding,
mount.
don't get hit. If you take a heavy stun while on a rower, you'll fall off, and it takes a while to get up, so be careful.
Wow.
So that's what we wanted to show you today. Now there is just one more rather unfortunate bit of news.
Uh-oh.
Path of
It's
Exile
delayed.
2's beta is going to be delayed. We previously said that we would get the beta out on June 7th, and while I think we would be able to get the game's content ready in time, we underestimated how long it would take to get gameplay polished
That's
to a
fine.
standard that we're happy with.
That's fine.
We're still going to be doing alpha testing in June, but we're going to be delaying the beta
Can I
until
get in,
later in the
please?
year. I don't have an exact date for you today, but it should be towards the end of the year. In the meantime, you can still play Path of Exile 1, of course.
Yes, I can.
Jump
Yes,
right off the
I
rower's
can.
back.
So, man, what to say? What to say about, I feel like, what to say about this game? I feel like whenever I keep seeing videos for Path of Exile 2, the game looks better and better and better. when I saw the first one, I remember seeing one of my previous videos. I'm like, okay, the graphics look good, but I feel like it's just this stage that looks good, and everything else I've seen in the trailers looks kind of normal. But no, the more I see, the more the graphics look really, really insane. When I first saw Path of Exile 2, and it's kind of like they said it was kind of like Path of Exile 1, I could like definitely see it, and I'm like, okay, it looks a lot like the first game with some improved graphics, but now I feel like it looks like a whole different game. And now they actually see more and more gameplay, it really does feel like a whole different game because number one, the classes are all very unique. They'll have their own special shit, like the ranger can move and shoot. And then out of nowhere, they get like a pet, which is also a mount, which I'm comparing this to Diablo 4, where you have the mount, and you don't really use for much besides, traversal. In this one, it feels like it's actually really useful because, again, you don't get a movement penalty, so you can just play normally, except you also got some speed at this point, the mount. And, there's a risk to it. If you get hit, you fall down, right? But I feel like this is how you should implement mounts. Now, of course, I know Diablo 4, the mounts was, just for cosmetics. That was the only reason they implemented them. The map could easily be the maps could have easily be created like in an instance instead of a large world. And with the waypoints, you don't really use them. I mean, you used it, but like it wasn't like a major difference. Even until I got the mount, I was like, I don't even need the mount. I got so used to like running that I didn't need it. And then once you have it, like you can't go back to it. But anyways, it's not for about Diablo 4. Path of Exile 2. I don't know what class to play, man. They feel like all the classes look very interesting and they all have something unique to offer. And I really appreciate that appreciate that in Diablo games. Diablo 3, Diablo 4, we have like the different resources, and I really appreciate that in this game. I wish like the Ranger have something else with mana. I'm a huge fan of like uniqueness when it comes to ARPGs, but this is just fine. I mean, they're unique enough. I just noticed there's like a portal button. Here's no more scrolls, I guess. Just press the button. That's awesome. Yeah, it looks good, man. I hope I get in the alpha. I highly doubt it. I never got into an alpha to begin with, but I sure as hell hope so, because this looks amazing. And again, they want to delay it. Take your sweet ass time. Delay it for 2 years if you wish. Just make sure what you deliver is really, really good and can measure up to Path of Exile 1 or close, because Path of Exile 1 is extreme. But, can like get close to Path of Exile 1 when it comes to content as much as possible, because I know Path of Exile 1 has like 10 years of content, but you know what I mean. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.